What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your boy Dray, and this is another episode of Sports Way with Dray. As you can see, I'm cleaned up today. I got my grown man look on today. Well, had a job interview. Hope and pray all goes well. But until then, we get back to these videos. This week, I do my NFL mid-season awards. As far as who I feel is the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Coach of the Year. Some may surprise you. Some may surprise you. I'll just leave it at that. But as we go into week 9, some teams have been shockingly going well. Some teams have been mediocre, to say the least. And then you have those teams like my Patriots, who we always expect to always be at the top when it comes to pretty much this time of the year. So, with that being said, let's go into my mid-season awards on who I feel should get them. We're going to save MVP for last because that one I was having a tough time with. But let's go to Offensive Player of the Year. I feel that Zeke Elliott should be Offensive Player of the Year. Zeke should get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, everyone. Some may say Matthew Stafford. Some people may say Dak Prescott. Some may say Julio Jones. But me personally, and again, this is me vouching for a Cowboy. I don't like the Cowboys, but I have to give credit where it's due. And in my personal opinion, I think Zeke Elliott should get it. When you're averaging, well, not even averaging, when you're pretty much close to 800 yards, when you have 5 touchdowns, when you have almost 200 yards receiving as well, because he's not just a running back. He can also catch it. He can also catch it on the sides. He can also go for those screen passes. When you're doing those things, you're effective on both sides, as far as you rushing the ball and as far as you catching the ball. So from that aspect, I would give it to Zeke Elliott. Some may say Dak, but me personally, running backs don't really get that much love. So I'm actually going to give Zeke that love. And with that being said, not only do I feel like he should be Offensive Player of the Year, I feel like he should be Offensive Rookie of the Year. So he should get 2 awards. So let's just get that out the way. My Defensive Player of the Year, I will go with Marcus Peters, cornerback from the Kansas City Chiefs. Even though I'm not going to say they're not winning. The Chiefs are actually an average team right now. But on the defensive side of the ball, it's called Defensive Player of the Year. So as far as what he's been doing so far, I got to give the nod to him. 21 tackles, 5 interceptions. In 8 games, you have 5 interceptions. Kudos to you for that. Defensive Player of the Year, that usually goes to linebackers. I mean, I was edging it to Lorenzo Alexander. But me personally, I'm going to give the cornerbacks, I'm going to give the secondary some love on this one. So I'm actually going to give it to Marcus Peters of the Kansas City Chiefs. So from that, I go to Coach of the Year. This was a tough one. For me, it could be either Jack Del Rio in Oakland or Jason Garrett from the Cowboys. Because again, Cowboys, look at their record. 1 loss. Who would have known? Without Romo, without Dez for 3 to 4 games, who would really have expected the Cowboys to be where they're at right now, especially with 2 rookies leading them? And the Cowboys' defense have been very impressive this year. So from going from a mediocre defense last year to being bums last year, to now having 2 rookies leading you this year without veterans as Romo and Dez, you can edge it to Jason Garrett. Jack Del Rio. You know, the Raiders, they're too young, they're inexperienced, but look where they're at right now. They're tied for first place in the AFC West with the defending champ Broncos. So you can say you can give the edge to Jack Del Rio. But for me, this is not easy, man. This is not easy for me, but I gotta call a spade a spade. I gotta give it to Jason Garrett right now for Coach of the Year. Right now, I have to give it to him. Now, as far as when the season is over, who knows? But right now, I have to give the edge to him. I don't want to, because I don't like the Cowboys, but again, I have to be fair. So, much respect to Jason Garrett on what you're doing right now with the Cowboys. Comeback player of the year, I will go with DeMarco Murray. Everybody was talking about, he was a product of the Cowboys' offensive line in 2014 when he had his numbers. He was somewhat of an MVP candidate that year, but Aaron Rodgers got it. Last year, he went to Tennessee. You went from a playoff contender to a team that's not making the playoffs. But this season, he's actually making an outstanding comeback. Almost 800 yards passing, 5 yards a carry. He has 6 touchdowns. And just like Zeke, he doesn't just do it within the tackles, within as far as rushing the ball, he also receives as well. So 2 receiving touchdowns, almost 200 yards catching. So just like Zeke, he doesn't just do it with running the ball. He also does it as a receiver as well. So from that aspect, I would give him the edge as well. So I would have DeMarco as my comeback player of the year. Defensive rookie of the year, I'm going to go with Deion Jones, linebacker from the Atlanta Falcons. 47 tackles, 2 interceptions. Joey Bosa, I was leaning towards him, but you're not winning. And then on top of that, you missed 4 games. So I have to give the edge to him on that. What's left? I did Coach of the Year. I did Defensive Player of the Year. I did Offensive Player of the Year. I did Rookie of the Year. I did Defensive Rookie of the Year. MVP. Here we go. Now, this one right here was a doozy because you had some candidates. Matt Ryan, Derek Carr, Ezekiel Elliott. Those guys were some strong names to look at. But I am going to go with the GOAT. GOAT. The greatest quarterback in NFL history. From the New England Patriots, Mr. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. TB12, baby. Do you see what my boy is doing right now? Do you see what he's doing right now? Do y'all? It's historic on what he's doing. The pace that he's going at right now. Yes, I know. He was suspended for the first 4 games. I get all of that. Trust me, I do. That's why it was tough for me to even put him in this. But then when you put the numbers in and what he has done so far this season, 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He has a QBR of 133. Do y'all understand what the QBR is? That's something serious, okay? Shit. And then 3 out of the 4 wins were on the road. So he only has 1 home cook game, okay? He got home cooking for 1 game. 3 out of the 4 that he's played so far has been on the road. You got to give credit where it's due. Now, of course, you're going to have those Brady haters. I get it. I get it. Oh, you're only saying that because you're a Patriots fan. Oh, you're saying that because you love Tom Brady. Be as it may, look at what he's done so far within these 4 games. With the weapons that are in his disposal now. You got Amendola. You got Edelman. Gronk is back. And I keep telling people, I think Gronk sat out until Brady came back. That's just my opinion. He played those few games just for a few drives or whatnot. But in reality, he wanted to come back when Brady came back. That's just my opinion. So he can get that flow. Again, we got Martellus Bennett. We got Hogan now, who's coming out to be a good receiver. And LeGarrette Blount is on a mission. You know what I mean? So it's open season right now with the Patriots. What Brady is doing right now is historic. If he keep going the way he's going, he still may be able to get 4,000 passing yards. You know? So, I mean, I know there's going to be those who are upset and mad because I picked Brady, but I don't give a fuck. This is my shit. This is mine's here. I get to pick. This is my mid-season prediction. This is my shit. This is Sports Way with Dray Day. I do what I want. I say what I want. I choose who I want. So yes, I'm going with Brady as my MVP so far this season. If you don't like it, too damn bad. Anyway, with that being said, those are my predictions. So those are my award winners so far, halfway through the season. Week 9 is coming up. I will do another one when the season is over, and then, I'll do everything else, and I'll pick my winners as the season, pretty much when the season is over. Until then, this has been another episode of Sports Wave with Dray Day. Keep subscribing to my YouTube page, CSG King 85. I'm working here, trying to do something big here. I'm trying to live out a dream. Show the support, show some love. Give me your feedback. Peace and love.